All right, looks like we officially live. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. Got another very special Instagram live coming to you right now. If you don't know me, I'm Ryan McCrary, also known as the Funnel Doctor. We help creative entrepreneurs grow and scale online using sales funnels and paid advertising. So shout out to all my entrepreneurs. I see folks joining. Do me a favor when you jump on, type your name, your business name down, and where you are tuning in from. Also, we want to share this out, so make sure you tag some people, drop it in your story, put it in someone's DM. You want to tag on entrepreneurs. This is a very important conversation that we definitely need to have. Of course, I talk about funnels and marketing and ads and everything like that, but if you don't get right what we're talking about tonight, none of that other stuff you can't do. So you can't run no funnels, you can't run no ads, you can't build your business if you're not living a healthy lifestyle. No matter how much money you got in the world, that's not going to substitute you not being healthy or not even being here and everything like that. So just waiting for my good brother to join. We got Plant-Based Jeff coming on. Shout out to everybody that's joining. I see a lot of folks joining. Yes, facts. So at the end of the day, we're going to be talking about how you can maintain a healthy lifestyle. He has tons of products that he sells that you can definitely get a hold of. But really just talk about, as entrepreneurs, we always ripping and running and a lot going on. We in meetings, we traveling. But how can we actually, have some balance and actually maintain a healthy lifestyle? Twiggy, thank you so much for joining. So like I said, do me a favor, y'all. When you get on, share this out, tag some of the people that need to be here. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs, product-based, service-based, you sell digital products, whatever the case may be. Make sure you tag some folks. All right, so let me see. Jeff, what's going on, bro?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. I'm getting set up here, man.
Take your
What's going
time, bro.
on,
What's
brother?
going on? How you doing?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain. And if I did, nobody would care anyway. So
That's
it's
facts. Yeah, take your time, no rush. Twiggy said I start training in December. All right, great. I need to get a trainer as well. But yeah, Jeff, thank you so much for being here, my brother. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on, so I appreciate you just coming on and having this conversation with me.
cool. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to speak to your audience, man. Have at it, however, whatever style you want to roll with, any kind of questions you got for me or questions from your audience. I'm just here to provide value where I can.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, I got a rack of questions, of course, because this is something that transparently I struggle with the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, just making sure, of course, I'm just so into the business and running the business and ripping and running and traveling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, always trying to, of course, eat right and exercise and just, of course, be all around healthy. That's something that I do struggle with a little bit, just being too focused on the business, which of course is not a good thing. But before we jump into that, I'm definitely curious if folks that may not know who you are, just your background, where you're from and just how you got to be, where you're at now.
Cool. Yeah, for everybody that's watching, I'm Jeff Austin, aka Plant-Based Jeff. I'm a plant-based transition coach and a top CMOS provider. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi. I currently reside in Atlanta. I've been here for years now. This is like my second home, where it is home now.
Yeah.
So I've been here for a minute. And what got me started on my journey, man, just briefly, like a snippet of my story is about 5 years ago, I was overweight. I was on 8 different medications. I was just wearing myself thin with working, frustrated, trying to do this whole entrepreneur thing. Sometimes we get so stressed out about this stuff, man, and it can cause wear and tear on your body. So between that and stress and just life, and I tell people life go life.
Right,
Uh,
right.
so life was life, and I went to the doctor and I got a report back, and they were like, bro, look, man, looking at your numbers, man, you like a burger away from a heart attack. And it just so surprised me because one of my friends that I work with, because I still do corporate, I still have my business as well. I find a way to manage both for right now. And I had a buddy that just had a heart attack, that I work with, and he was like, "Hey, I mean, he 1 year older than me." So he was like, "Man, I'm listening now, Jeff." He was like, "I'm listening now." He was like, "I've gone plant-based. I'm on CMOS." So I was like, I was him. You know what I'm saying, 5 years ago. So I caught it before anything happened. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody just eating right and all of that. That's just your seatbelt. We're trying to keep you from flying out the window. We're just trying to catch you before, with preventative measures. And even if you're dealing with something like high blood pressure and some other stuff, it's some things we can do to reverse that. So I'm sick, I'm overweight, I got a bad doctor's report, I'm sluggish, I'm not performing at work, I'm half-assing it in the bedroom with my lady. She roasted me. I mean, like, I'm going through it. So I'm
That's
like,
real too. That's a real thing too.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that go motivate men. You got to hit us in the balls or hit us in the wallet. One of the two. You got to hit one of the two. It's gonna hit us in the balls or hit us in the wallet, and you'll get our attention at that point. So I decided to make a change. I had watched the What the Health episode. I mean, the documentary. I said, man, I was like, this looked like my only solution is just to go vegan. Like, but I don't know how to do this. I'm like, I don't know what to eat. All they eat is lettuce and, tofu. I don't know. So, but I tell people sometimes you don't know the next 10 steps, but as long as you got enough courage and faith to take those first two, right, everything else could be fogged. You can be coming around the corner blind, but at least like, hey, I'm going to take these first two steps. And when I did that, I said, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure it out. And this was before, like, my personal development. So I was really struggling because, with personal development, you got to invest in yourself and all of that. So I was like, I'm going to figure it out. Like, I'm going to be vegan. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to get off these medications. And sometimes you don't need all this extra stuff that we think we need mentally. We try to watch all these podcasts, these videos, which is good. Which you do this once you start your personal development journey. But I was just hungry. I was just like, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get off this medication. And that was my biggest driver, was like the bedroom thing. And also doctors telling me I'm going to be on medications for life. I was like, nah, I won't accept that. I'm not accepting that. And, I did what I did, and I just learned along the way, like just freestyling, like just I was going to health fairs. I was talking to the conscious community. I'm here in Atlanta, so I'm close to the West End area. So it's a lot of holistic, Black healthy spots around there. So I was just, just learning, just soaking up game from everybody, watching TV shows, listening to podcasts, and really kind of went a personal development route for my own health. And like within 3 months, I had lost so much weight. And like really within 90 days, I had almost got off everything. Like it happened so quick, like with the weight, because people don't know the weight that you carries a responsibility as well. So it can impact you a lot of times. So I tell people the first thing we want to address the weight, because the weight can be causing sleep apnea. The weight can be causing you to be tired. It could be clogged arteries. So that weight, man, that obesity is a beast. So I tell people like, hey, let's work on that first. So once I got my weight down, I got the inflammation down, I got all the mucus out because I was focusing on the Dr. Sebi diet. So everything was draining. I finally started to breathe through my nostrils. Like, I was just surprised. Like, I mean, I felt like a new person. I was like, damn, I'm on like some He-Man, Incredible Hulk. I really felt like a superhero, like energy. I was sleeping good now because I didn't have the sleep apnea, so I can breathe better. I was learning about how to sleep. I was laying on my back. I learned to sleep on my side. So it was like all of this health guru stuff I was just learning along the way. And I used all of those tips to, like, man, heal myself And then it helped me to grow as an entrepreneur too, because now I had that energy where I was confused and stuff. A lot of times entrepreneurs, especially in the corporate space, they like on the fence. Like I work with people all the time, and I feel so much better now that, yes, I do have a solid 6-figure, you know, career, whatever, but I can manage that. It's just like I'm a project manager in my own business, and then I'm a project manager over here. So I'm a strategic, I'm a quarterback. You know, I play for 2 teams right now, and I've been able to manage that and create a 7-figure business while working. And so with that, it gives me a lot more fulfillment when I do come in, because I'm working with people that are trying to get to my stage, like trying to figure it out. Everybody in corporate America trying to figure it out. Man, if I start a business, oh, it can't fail. Like I hear all of their pain points. All their pain points. They want it perfect out the gate. I'm like, dude,
Right.
they're like, for me to leave, I got to be making 5 times more than this, bro. It's not like that. That's why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So until I get it to that state to where I want it to be, or even just close to it, you know, I could dip at that point. But for right now, it's serving its purpose, and I'm still running a 7-figure business. I got people that work in South Africa, the Philippines, California. I got teams. Same thing with my corporate. I got teams everywhere. I don't see these people, but I know how to quarterback. But being healthy helped me to do that, because I had more clarity. I had, you know, the mindset to think now. I had the, you know, the clarity to come up with ideas. I had the higher vibration now to get around like-minded individuals, to go join masterminds, to get the mentors, the coaches, the consultants, the courses. You got to do all of that, you know, and people don't realize that. Like, you go spend money, and some people are so afraid to be like, oh, let me put some money over there. What if I lose it? Look, man, I tell everybody this story right here. Before I even joined the mastermind, I had already lost like 400 grand. Like just dibbling and dabbling, just
Damn.
just
I don't think I knew that.
trucking company. So people were like, man, you lost 400,000 and you still went and made a high ticket commitment. I was like, yeah, because I was determined to win. Because I was like, where else can you go when you're on your back, when you're at the bottom? I can't go nowhere else
Right.
but
Fact.
the top.
Fact.
I'm like, 400 grand, I ran through 401ks. But I tell people, man, I got all of that back. All of that back, and then some. Within the pandemic. So I tell people, don't worry about losses, man. The losses will come, they'll go. Don't worry about the losses, man. There ain't no losses. Ain't nothing but lessons. I turn hills upside down to make a ladder. It's a ladder to success. That's how I look at it. Like, it's all perception. It ain't reality. Everything's perception. So I turn my L's into ladders. And I feel like my losses turned into a ladder to success. Like, I just took the L, the 400K, the bad relationships, this, that, the losing this, losing that. And I stacked all of that stuff up, them lessons, getting scammed. Like, I done been through it. So, like, when I joined, like, different masterminds and stuff, I was like, when I got around higher caliber people, I was able to see, like, oh, it's people really doing it out here.
Really?
Yeah, like I've been playing. Like, but it's people out here that's really getting it out here. But being healthy played a big part about it. Because being an entrepreneur, you want to have clarity, you want to have energy, you want to have the know-how to have discernment. A lot of times when we stuffing these chicken nuggets down, we don't have the right discernment.
Right.
Eat the snakes. The snakes was in my bed. Shit, you know, they wasn't in the grass. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people, like, man, you don't see stuff the same way when you're not eating right. But when you have clarity, you're doing detoxes, you're getting those cleanses and stuff, you're refraining from alcohol. I was cutting out all kind of stuff. You got to cut out the porn, like stuff for men, like chasing the women, all that stuff. I got all that stuff. Laser focus. So I'm like, none of this stuff can serve me. Like, I ain't no porn star with the, you know, busting a few ain't no do nothing for my pocket. I'm still paying out. Like, I'm not winning here. So once you make a determination and have your mind made up, everything starts to flow. But eating right, taking in the right nutrients and those macronutrients, taking in the greens, kale, like all this stuff I show in my lives. I just did something with a side by side with a guy that was going through dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
We have that bad in our community: high blood pressure, kidney failure, heart failure, all of that stuff, and all that stuff is preventable. Eating right is just, eating right is just simply the seatbelt to keep you from flying out the window. I'm trying to keep you from going out the window, because once you go out the window, it's hard for me to help.
Right.
I mean, I helped a lot of people during COVID. I put myself on the line. I was out there serving. I had my Range Rover. I was pulling up to Publix.
You was. I know that's a fact. I know.
Right. I was pulling up all over Atlanta, popping my truck, selling sea moss, doing on-site consultation, getting it out the mud. This was before I was running paid ads. I was like just hungry. I just wanted to serve people. I knew we had a pandemic and people were looking at me because they had already followed my journey from losing the weight, getting off the medication. So I had already solidified myself as an authority figure in that health and wellness space. And so people were hitting me up and I was just serving them. And then people was calling me with family members on their deathbed. And it was like, man, it was hard to deal with that, man. Like, like my own cousin passed away like in 2 days. Quick.
Damn.
Quick. Like I had so many stories, well, not so many, but a few cases like that. People called me one day, but like, hey man, I was like overnighting sea moss. And I was like, man, it's a combination of everything. It's hard for me to help you when you're on your deathbed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you've gotten to the end now. It's like, you fighting something with, and you got underlying conditions. You got high blood pressure, you got hypertension, you got all these things you dealing with, anxiety, stress, and now, they're looking for, a savior. I'm like, man, it's hard to help when you at that level. So I try to get people like, let's not wait till you get down in the mud. Let's start now. So all my stuff is preventative. Trying to get people, but we do help people to reverse stuff that's dealing like with eczema, high blood pressure. Some of these things you can reverse. Overweight, some things you can reverse. But trying to catch them in the early stages,
Yeah, man, I love that. So y'all see Jeff coming through, dropping tons of nuggets already. You know what I'm saying? Dropping them gems. I hope y'all picking them up. If you just tuned in, we talking to Plant-Based Jeff, talk about how to maintain a healthy lifestyle as an entrepreneur, which is so important. And you touched on like a lot of great stuff. Of course, having the mental clarity, physically, not wanting to be all tired and being able to grow your business. And I definitely have literally seen firsthand your journey, probably at the beginning stages of this venture, this brand, you being Plant-Based Jeff, literally like starting it, you know what I mean? Having the sea moss in the duffel bag to the conferences, you know what I mean? The raw sea moss, like, just selling it, pulling up in the Range Rover to now literally building like a 7-figure business in like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Started from zero.
Yes.
Zero, not knowing anything about marketing, not knowing anything about being online. I just know I had a desire. I tell people the feeling gets the blessing. I heard one of my mentors from Reverend Ike today. I still listen to him on YouTube. But the feeling get the blessing. What he meant by that is you got to be so convicted within yourself and seeing that it's going to happen, but you got to feel it happening too. Because a lot of people just lip service. It's just like, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire, but you don't even feel that way. You still feeling like a thousandaire. You still feeling like that. You're not even feeling and visualizing yourself as a millionaire, as a multimillionaire. How does it feel? How you go sit? How you go sit when you got money? You go sit different.
Right.
How you go order food when you're a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? You got to go through these motions. How you go feel when people ask you what you do? You proud now. You're not a jack of all trades. Now you're a master of one. Because one of our brothers, Andy, he said it well, man. Too many people spinning so many plates. You know how we
Right.
nobody's focused on that one plate. Before the guy moved to the other plates, he gets that one going, and then he started doing that stuff. But people try to overcompensate for what they feel they lack it by saying, hey, I do credit repair, I do funnels, I do graphic design, I cut hair, I'm a hustler.
I'm a hustler, right.
I'm like, man, I'd rather be that one thing. The riches are in the niches.
Right.
You don't see me selling maca root, licorice root. I sell sea moss. Right. And I've scaled that to 7 figures focusing on one thing, but a lot of deviations. You can have a lot of different roots in that niche.
Right.
Like, yeah, I got sea moss, but I got online communities.
Right.
I got a wholesale program. Right. I got an affiliate program. I got all kind of stuff. I'm on Amazon, Walmart, but I'm still in that one niche.
Right.
But the sea moss got about 50 legs on it.
Right.
So
and you got different types of sea moss, different flavors and everything.
I'm eating off the sea moss. I'm eating off the books on Amazon. I mean, I get checks and deposits everywhere. Like, I just be looking at my stuff sometimes and be like, wow. A truly passive income. Like, when I see money coming in, I got products on reoccurring basis, monthly reoccurring revenue. So I'm like, man, it's a blessing, but people don't realize as an entrepreneur, you got to build that. It don't just come like that. It don't even come like that. You have to build these systems. The systems get the money. Like,
say that again, please.
The systems get the money. When you build systems and teams, that's when you can scale. That's how I'm able to have a 7-figure business and a 6-figure job. You know what I'm saying? Because I got systems in place. I got team in place. I realize I can't touch everything. You know what I'm saying? I club owner and the DJ and selling the strippers they clothes. I can't do it all.
Yeah, right.
I can't do it all. I gotta have a madam in the house doing clothes. I gotta have a DJ. I gotta have a bartender. I gotta have all of these things to make my club flow. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize that. So I tell people it's a team effort. I'm big on collaboration. I'm big on brand ambassadors. Look, we got one right here. Shares. What's going on, Miss Lady? What's going on, Queen? Awesome person to collaborate. But collaborations, man, you got to collaborate with people, man. That's how I've grown. And people want to know, like, hey, how do you get to a 7-figure business in sea moss? And I see everybody else like peddling this. For one, I stayed focused on the riches and the niches. I didn't get into the small talk. Wobble in the holistic space. I got real.
Right.
You got the fake. You got that. Dr. Sabi touched my sea moss.
Yeah, right. I see a lot of that going on.
You got all of that stuff, and in the middle of all of that bickering, ain't no money in that bickering. Ain't no money in back and forth. When I stayed in my lane, I went further. When you keep looking over like this, what they doing? What they talking about? No, I'm getting to the money. I'm on the pedal. I was on their head. You know what I'm saying? When them ass was rolling.
Right.
It ain't popping. I'm still on their head. Because I'm going at TikTok. I'm coming for Pinterest. I'm coming for YouTube. We doing IG lives. I'm back doing live events. Like, I'm a natural born go-getter. Not a hustler. Because hustlers, when you say hustle, that means sometimes you scraping up.
Right.
I don't agree with hustler, but I am a go-getter. And I'm not afraid. Like, I got events lined up, people flying me out. I just got back from Mexico. I'm flying with one of our mastermind sisters in Texas. Got a big event coming up next month. A huge event this week in Atlanta. Just stuff back to back. And you got to have those systems in place if you want to be a real CEO.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be a work bee all the time. Like, you keep making the sea moss, serving the sea moss, and shipping the sea moss. I had to get a fulfillment center. I had to get managers in place. I had to get VAs in place. I had to get customer service. I had to get a funnel popping. You know what I'm saying? I had to get all of these things popping, and people don't realize there's funnels everywhere. And I love the way you break it down. You know, you come through waterfalls, talk about break it all the way down, and people don't
Right.
realize everything is a funnel.
Right.
Somebody has just entered this funnel. They don't even know it.
Right.
Videos and that
You're
pixel.
going to get retargeted.
Welcome to my world. You go see me, and you go keep seeing me. That's why when I went to Invest Fest, man, it was so funny here in Atlanta. You know, it's like 12,000 people.
Yeah.
I had people coming up to me left and right. Plant-based Jeff. I was like, do I know you? They were like, I know your ads.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I was like, wow. Or they were like, I follow you. I was like, man, it was just crazy, like being outside with that many people, but having that ton of, you know, people realizing who I was, you know. And of course, you had the big names on the stage. And I was like, man, I'm a big deal too, you know.
Definitely, absolutely.
I'm a big deal. I'm like, these people know me. People like, oh, I've been buying your products for 2 years and all of this stuff. So all of that just goes back to having those systems in place so you can do your CEO thing. Because I already put it down in my, you know, I just put stuff down. I set goals and I say, hey, look, I'm doing speaking engagements. I'm doing podcasts. I'm doing live shows, all of that stuff. And it's been happening. It's been happening. I write it down, put goals on it, real goals. A lot of people just write shit down. But you got real stuff, a tangible, like Zig Ziglar would say, you got to have a goal. You got to have a list of obstacles that you know you go run into. You got to have what you're going to do to overcome those. And then put a time stamp on that thing. When? Like I went through my phone the other day. I'm like, I got a whole bunch of just talking.
Right. If you ain't got a date on it, don't mean nothing.
Yeah. People got a lot of affirmations. I already know I'm rich. You know, I got to keep saying that. I already know I'm healthy. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you for all this. Not trying to be, you know, flexing, but we got to say stuff like, hey, I aspire to be making $5,000 a month from YouTube by June of 2023. The hurdles that are going to be in my way is, hey, me just putting the content out there. Because I know I got fire content. All I got to do is put out consistent content.
Right.
And like I said, I had to meet a brother that was doing $200,000 off of YouTube for me to just like, and you meet people in these rooms. And
of course.
You meet people in these conferences. Sometimes it ain't even about the conference.
Right.
It's about that one connection.
Exactly. Who's in the room? Right.
When that brother told me, he was like, bro, and he showed me the receipts. Let me tell you something about people with money. They can validate their shit quick.
Facts.
Looking over here and, hey, my cousin got it on her phone.
No, right.
Got it over here. Dude was showing me $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 deposits 1 month. 1 month. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, I do $30,000 off of YouTube alone. 20K is a bad month. Doing what you normally do.
Right.
Talking.
That's just YouTube. Not including everything else.
This brand deals that you get. And people, and like I said, he got over 500,000 subscribers, but he started from nothing. He just made a decision. He said, I just decided, he said, he called what they call God ideas. And he had a God idea that told him to put everything to the side and focus on YouTube. That's all he did. All he do is talk about stocks for about 10 to 12 minutes a day. And he's consistent, though. It ain't the early bird. It's the bird that show up every day that get the
exactly
worm.
Right. That's facts.
You know, who gonna show up every day to get the worm? Not the earliest one, because the early bird may not show up tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
People
Right.
who keep showing up. So he inspired me. That's why I go to these conferences. I spend the money because I always get my money back.
Always.
I'm always invested in me. I'm not putting it in the mentors or the consultants. Of course, they're the fiduciaries of the money. You know, that's cool. They go get paid to run the program and stuff and all of that. But what I'm going to get is, you know, the return on investment just from one mastermind is just, 100x. I was going to Grant Cardone thing talking about I want a 10x.
10x, yeah.
Man, I done went in 20, 30, 40x.
Right. 10x ain't enough.
I was like, this is possible. This is possible. So we always want to, just go for stuff, man. But, being a healthy entrepreneur will add more to your bottom line.
Right.
And I keep telling people that because it's less doctor visits, it's more clarity, it's more energy, it's more ideas. Because that's what a lot of time we need.
Facts, yes.
We need more ideas, and then we got to have enough energy to execute. Because we can get strategies all day.
Right, you got to execute on them.
People, they just take notes. I know they always say note takers are money makers, but not all of them.
Not if you don't implement them. You know what I mean? You got the most notes in the world, but if you ain't doing nothing about it, it don't matter.
Right. Some are just glorified note takers. And I'm starting to execute. And every time I execute it, before I tell people this story, but when I first came into my first mastermind, it took me 9 months to execute. I was just giving away money, $1,500 a month. Boom, $1,500. And I look back, I was like, man, I ain't even making no money. Like,
right.
And a lot of people still do that to this day. A lot of people join organizations just to be a part of them.
Right.
That clout just to be like I'm associated with, but you ain't getting no return on your money. You just kind of paying to play, that type of, just to be around, be in the events. But I went and took one email strategy from one of the coaches. I took one email, and I was like, that first email made me like over $5,000. And ever since that bug bit me, I was like, what? It's digital money right here. Like, I put some words in the email and hit send. I put some emojis in the subject line. I made a real catchy title like, hey, you just got paid something. I think I got that from you.
Yeah, right. I think one. Yeah.
That's crazy. I think my first email.
I think so. Yeah.
Came from you, like, hey, you just got.
When I put it in the group, I think, yeah.
I got that from you.
Yeah.
So that one email got me like close to $6,000. That was like a birthday email. That was like my first real email that I sent. And ever since I was like, oh. And then I added text message marketing. I probably done over $500,000 off of text messages. Text messages. You know what I'm saying? People I'm like, y'all can't sleep on this digital money, man. I know how to acquire a customer. I know how to curate the journey. I had to learn this stuff. I had no idea what a funnel was. I had no idea about a web host. When I say nothing, I mean zero. So I tell people it's possible. Like, get in this world in this digital world, because it's about to become mandatory. I don't know if people seeing what's going on.
Right, facts.
When Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, when all the tech companies start laying off, it's about to get ugly.
Right.
And people better get ready. Work these dual jobs. I know so many people in corporate America, they trying to work 2 full-time jobs. And some people that work remote, they get away with it. They work 2-3 corporate jobs. You're like, I'm making $300,000. Yeah, if you can maintain them for the whole year.
Right, exactly. Right.
And I'm like, you doing all of that, working for 2-3 different masters.
Right. And they taxing the hell out of you too.
Working for these masters when you can invest in yourself. Because people like, well, Jeff, you got a chill job. You can work another one in. I'm like, no, my baby is my business.
Right.
Flying for free. I mean, next month I'm going to Jamaica for free. I'm talking about flight, 5-star hotel, all of this off the business. You know what I'm saying? Off the business. Like having a business has its perks. The system, the Republicans, and I know we don't like the Republicans. I didn't vote for Herschel, so for a fact, they about that money, man.
Yeah.
They want you to have these perks and these breaks as being a small business owner, because a small business owner, we run it. We run the show. We running thing. We the backbone of this country. So
Mhm.
take advantage. You know, I had to learn about business credit. Like I said, I lost 400 grand. So I'm like, I'm gonna bounce back. Cause I was like, this gonna be a juicy story. When stuff get tough for me, I'm like, damn, it's a juicy story.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
There's
like,
so much money in telling that story alone.
yeah, I'm like, this story gonna pay me. I'm like, I'm gonna make millions off this story. You know what I'm saying? It'll be, and a lot of the stuff has, my business has been predicated like really around my story
Mhm.
about like where I came from. And in that piece, I didn't even think about the lost money part. I may become a business coach. But yeah, I lost hella money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's your initiation into the Millionaires Club.
Mhm.
People always want to get to 7. Have you lost 6 yet?
Right. Shit.
This like the Illuminati around here. You gotta you're gonna have to give up some bad habits, and you're gonna have to lose some money.
Right. You gotta sacrifice. It's always a sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a special society, man. It's a special society. You come to 7 and not even think about 8. I mean, like 7 is just a milestone.
Right.
You know,
Facts.
7 is just a pit stop. We just stopping at 7. But the goal is to get to the 8 and 9. And we got to start thinking big. And I didn't think like that until I got around, you know, like different masterminds. And I'm like, man, these people talking about 8 figures. Like, can you even say that out
Right.
loud?
Right. Right.
Like, but now it's embedded in me. Like, man, 7 is just the start. That's just like you got the first grade. I mean, like 8 is like, you know, high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to graduate to 9 and, you know, doing these big boy deals and mergers and acquisitions and buying businesses. It's like so much stuff I want to do because I'm not just a health and wellness guy. Like I'm a real business dude. That's
Mhm.
what people don't realize. Like I'm not just selling CMOS. Like I'm out here. Like I was looking at a play that I'm looking at doing like with some salon suites.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let me buy a franchise. Like I'm on that level now.
Mhm.
Not only my business, but I want to acquire other cash flowing businesses
Yep.
as well. And people that are in trouble, like, you know, I want to be able to be that bank. Be like, hey, look, I got you. But I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
get some equity in that company,
Right.
you know.
I know you just bought a property recently too, right?
Mm-hmm. Just recently bought a property. And
Congratulations, brother.
yeah, appreciate it. And congrats to you too. I know you done got a multi-family, man.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
So salute, man. And see, we on the same wave path. I wanted a multi-family. I ended up getting, I call it a 2-family. It's a single family, but it's sitting on like 1,200 square feet. And here in Atlanta,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like they sell 1,100 square feet for 300K plus all day here.
Mhm.
And I'm in the city, like I'm literally like I'm downtown now. My house is 10 minutes away. Like
Mhm.
I'm in the city. Cause a lot of people be like, hey, I got a
Yeah, I'm in
house
Atlanta, but they out, Snellville or they out wherever.
in Belleville, Ackworth, Stockbridge. I know all them places. I got friends there, you
Right.
know, trying to save a few bucks. And I mean, it may be best for them, like if you got kids and
Yeah, I
stuff.
understand. Yeah, yeah,
But I love being in the city. I love being in the city. I love being able to be like, hey, I can catch any kind of game. I can Uber anywhere. I can hop on the train. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And also, I'm in an opportunity zone too. I purposely moved in that area so that I can take advantages because it's like I'm in a food desert. People don't know, like when you stand in certain areas close to the city, they're still regentrifying.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
Right.
I purposely moved where I wanted to, and I'm already in works with the city, and like they trying to give me a building. You know what I'm saying? It's like they love the vision so much. When they say write it down and make the vision plain, like they like, man, you the only one talking like you done moved over here. You ain't trying to do like no slutty vegan comfort food. No, I ain't trying to do that. And no knocks to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big ups to
Thank
Pinky study vegan stuff, but you know, I think we need more than vegan comfort food. You know what I'm saying? I think we need like some real healthy food, but that's still savory,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tasty, and that's where I come in at.
Mm.
So I'm working on that, and I purposely moved where I moved to just so I can be in the area. So it's not like I'm faking and flogging. Like it's a lot of people want to stay in Buckhead and Midtown.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
money in the city, which I ain't knocking that, but I'm right over there with it. I'm seeing everything. It ain't like peaches and cream. It's like ATL. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
real
yeah,
ATL. So, but it ain't crazy like shooting and robbing. It's just like you
yeah.
got a lot,
Like you
old.
said, though, you in the opportunity zone and like that regentrification, everything in the next 5, 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying? Like you got in
I
at the
already
perfect
know.
time.
Because that was part of, and if you add the house that I sold, maybe you can add 600 grand to that L, because I sold a house in this area a little too soon.
Mm,
And now, I mean, I could have made clear, and I did the math. I mean, like 250K after paying my realtors, and
mm,
I let it go too soon, and not just having that knowledge, going through BS like toxic relationships that were kind of like messing up my thought process. And I tell people, you got to be careful, who you play with, who you lay with, all of that stuff, because they
mm,
can cost you money, man. I've
mm,
some bad dating decisions that I own and I take accountability for, that really kind of put me back. I wouldn't say put me back, but gave me some
mm,
hard figure lessons. And I
mm,
said, and
mm,
it's not, no damage to or saying anything about the young ladies I dealt with. It was my decision, discernment.
mm.
You ain't eating right, you ain't thinking right.
Yeah, right, 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 right.
You got to come to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, and be like, man. But yeah, man, if you got questions, I know we just chopping it up, man. But if you got
Yeah,
any
I love it, man. I
pour some in, I'm happy to answer. Give tips too, because we're doing a lot of mindset talking. But I like to get some actionable tips too, that like whoever's on the call and whoever watches this, because I'm both of us, we need to download this.
oh yeah,
I'm
you already know. Yeah,
going
yeah.
to, take snippets of it. You know how we do it. We know
You
how we
already know.
yeah. So yeah, I want to give people some actionable steps, or if people got particular questions about their health issue that they don't mind sharing. Um, I'm an open book, man. I give people everything I know. I don't claim to know everything, but I do know a lot, and I know
Yeah.
the nurses, and I was like their go-to person during the pandemic. They were like, man, you know more, like what we know, well, even more so, because they're taught in Western medicine to treat. My thing is preventative and to heal and to reverse. So I'm more on a holistic side, and a lot of them was on that, but they was like, man, we can't even talk that talk in the hospital. But they know better. They was like,
They
man,
know
we know.
exactly. Like right, 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 right.
Yeah, they were like, we know these customers need these plants. We know these customers could benefit from CMOS. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but yeah, ask away. Somebody got a question.
Yeah, we got a question. Let me read it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know Terry had dropped a comment in. Shout out to Terry Shea Butter. Like, whoa, congratulations, Jeff and Ryan, on acquiring those properties. Boss moves. Shout out to you, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely got to link up. I know Latrice had joined before. Okay, so Dayana said, "What do you recommend someone? What do you recommend someone starts for a first time cleanse?"
For the first time cleanse, is different cleanses you can do. You can do an all water fast. Um, you could do a fruit fast, or you could do like with fruits and nuts and all of that stuff. You can do that type of fast. It's like so many different type of cleanses that you could do. I recommend doing the fruit fast, with sea moss, and what we have there. I actually built a product around that because I knew what helped me. That's what I use to cleanse. I just use sea moss gel and capsules and whatnot, and nothing but fruits and vegetables. Smoothies in the morning, smoothies for lunch, and then having a nice size salad. And that's pretty much. But if you go through my challenge, it'll tell you exactly. Like, I'm just talking kind of high level. But yeah, 2 smoothies, a salad, the sea moss. Also, a hack that I learned too along the way, that somebody can benefit, is use coconut water.
Mm,
Use coconut water in your smoothies, because coconut water has a lot of potassium, a lot of electrolytes. it really helps with that. With the sea moss and the coconut water in your smoothies, you knock all hunger pains.
Mm,
Like that's a hack.
really?
That's a hack. So, that's one I normally reserve for my inner circle. These your people, they my people. So I'm just letting you all know that when you're making your smoothies, when you're detoxing, use a good brand of coconut water. I use one from Sprouts, and it's just the Sprouts brand. It's just plain Sprouts. But another good one is like Harmless Coconut Water. That's another one in a white jug. You can grab that one, but you want it to be just 100% coconut. You don't want it with all of the preservatives and stuff. And another tip people don't know is the container it comes in, that's what preserves it. People don't know that. Like all that stuff, when you see like this no BPA and all these cans and these beans and these cartons, it's the same stuff that they use for NASA, for the astronauts. So that aluminum look in there, that is what preserves it. It's the actual container. A lot of people don't know that. They be like, how do they preserve it? How is this? I'm like, it's the container. But it's safe though. It's a safe. That's like some advanced food chemistry. But I tell people use that. They'll be good to go for their cleanse.
Yeah, I love that. And how long, like in the fruit or using the sea moss with the coconut water, how long should that cleanse be? Should it be a week, 2 weeks, like 3 days? How long?
That's a great question. I tell people as long as you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But for a minimum to get like some realistic results, 7 days. Like a full from Sunday to Sunday. If you want to and because that Sunday to Sunday is going to give you the energy and it's going to show you like, oh, this shit really worked. Like it really worked. Like, and then that'll kind of, motivate you to go 14 days, 21 days, 28, or even a 30. But I tell people, do what you can do, the best that you can do. And also consult with your doctor too. Like if you're on medications and stuff, I kind of did stuff like the holistic route, like, how holistic doctors really want you to do stuff. They be like, hey, I was like, so don't I wean myself off? He like, I was talking to one guy, he was like, no, you just stop. Have withdrawals. He was like, just stop. I was like, man, I can't. I've been taking this antidepressant for 5-6 years. He was like, but that ain't the safest, you know what I'm saying? I did it the OG way. I did they was gangster with me. They were like, just stop taking it.
Just start, yeah.
I was like, what? And they were like, once you start
cold turkey.
yeah. They were like, then you'll start. But I don't recommend that for people. I had a low dosage, so it was a little bit easier for me to wean up. Well, it wasn't really that easy. It took me a while because I attempted 2 other times. Because people don't know, once you're on antidepressants, it really rewires the circuits in your brain, like literally, like serotonin that it produces for you. But it really rewires stuff, so it makes it so hard for people to get off. Like it's almost like a withdrawal. Like when you're trying to get off antidepressants, it's like you going through like a flu times 10.
Damn, really?
It's super bad. So that's why it's so hard. That's why doctors say you're going to be on it forever, because a lot of people can't stand that. You're going to have mood swings. Like, man, I was cussing out everybody. I was on one, man. I was like, so you need that sea moss and the food and all that stuff to get your nutrients and to calm you down and all of that stuff, because you're going to be real agitated. Because it's going to be so easy. Like, why I'm going through all this when I can just pop this pill.
Exactly. Right.
And it goes away. Literally, and that's how I couldn't wean myself off the first time, because I'll go about a week and my head and when I say head, your head is hurting, I mean it's like a hungry headache, but you're eating food and stuff because you're thinking that gonna make it, but no, it's the pills. You having that withdrawal. And literally, like when I go too long, like a week and a half, I'll pop that pill, I'll be good in an hour. I'll be good in an hour. What she said, Adderall did that to me. Adoro, or was it Adderall? Adderall, all of that stuff. Adderall, Ritalin, like I was on everything. When I tell like I was on everything. I had uppers, downers. Doctors had me on everything. People don't realize a lot of time when they putting you, a lot of my medications I was on, to be straight up 100 with you, was from side effects.
Mm.
Like I was having side effects that was killing, that was getting me. Like a lot of the stuff I was taking was based on some medication they had, and it was like, oh no, I can't sleep. Oh no, I'm nervous. Oh, I got restless leg syndrome. Oh, what you taking? Oh, and then I found out a lot of stuff, and this was so funny. A lot of the stuff I was dealing with was because I was taking in too much caffeine.
Damn, really?
And I was like, man, and I was mixing it with all that medications and stuff. I was doing it the wrong way, and a lot of people do it that way. So I was taking in too much caffeine. I was drinking alcohol, and I'm taking all this. Like, I had a dangerous cocktail, and my doctor was like, you know, you could have really like harmed yourself.
Yeah.
When you're taking antidepressant. Now I wasn't doing them at the same time. I wasn't
Yeah,
taking like
yeah,
a shot of Hennessy and an
yeah.
antidepressant.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Tasting it with the Henny, like, I mean.
it would, but no, that's very dangerous. That is very dangerous. That's very dangerous. So I tell people, because I know people that are on antidepressants, they trying to do everything. They trying to cope with it because sometimes it's not even working anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's not even working. You think you taking an antidepressant, you more depressed that you got to take this every day.
Damn.
Now you on a whole new depression.
Right.
Back to ask them to amp up the prescription. I'm like, man, I was like, I see like this shit, it's just a revolving circle. It's a revolving circle. They said I quit drinking coffee earlier this year. Yes. The withdrawals were hard, sweating. Yeah. Man, once your body started to get used to this caffeine, to these pills and stuff, it's like you're a heroin addict. Like you just be like I said, sweating, headaches. It's the worst feeling in the world. It's the worst feeling. And it's like, what do you do about it? Do you just pop that pill and make it go away? Or do you keep taking your sea moss and your nutrients and all of these things to kind of level set? Because a lot of time, a lot of people ain't even crazy. A lot of people are just chemically imbalanced.
Yeah.
I tell people, like, a lot of the people that we think are crazy, a lot of them, they got inflammation on the brain. Like, this is proven. They got inflammation on the brain because of the foods they eat, the alcohol, stressed out, not getting enough sleep, all of this stuff, chemically imbalanced. Now, some was just straight up crazy. Like, let's not call it.
Yeah.
Now, I try to cover people as much as I can. I try to cover them. And some people just out there.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just, you know, to be 100, a lot of people are chemically imbalanced. And that's causing a lot of the stuff that they dealing with.
He said, yeah, I felt like Jamie Foxx on the Ray movie when he quit heroin cold turkey. Yo, I ain't know, I was never a coffee drinker, so I ain't know coffee be having you like that when you quit though.
Yeah, coffee had some bad, between Adderall, coffee, I had too many uppers. So I had too much stimulants. When you got too much stimulants, I mean, you can feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, just a weird feeling, like a queasy feeling. Like I said, I ended up with restless leg syndrome. With that, it was doing all kind of stuff, man. So I was glad I got off of all of those medications. Like, that within itself made me feel like rich. Like to know that I wasn't tied to all of these medications, that was like one of my biggest wins. And I was able to get right in that bedroom now. I was like, oh, you got nothing now. I'm like, what? This 18, I got this 20-year-old vitality back. I ain't got to take no medicine. I can run a mile or two. I was like, man, it ain't nothing like it, man. And to this day, I still feel like so rejuvenated. I still feel like, you know, I don't even feel like my numerical age. Like, you got an age, but I don't even feel like that. And it's so crazy now that the people that I attract now, they on the same stuff. I tell people, man, your vibrations start to vibing, man, and it start getting higher vibration. Like, I'm around older cats now. They all look young. And they meat eaters. I'm like, what? I'm like, but it still don't make me change. They pop bottles, they ordering steaks. I'm like, yeah, let me get the quinoa and the cauliflower, because I stand my ground. You know what I'm saying? But older, wealthy cats, and them cats look good, man. But them cats, like, for real, like, these cats, like, there's one cat in our crew, man. This dude's 62, man. I promise you, this dude look every bit of 40. He can pass for 40 any day. Any day. And I really believe, for one, it's his mindset. And for two, he rich too. So he like rich. So I tell people, like, money can't buy happiness. But like somebody say, it gets so close to it that the lines.
It's a good down payment, though. They say it's a good down payment, though.
Right. Don't buy happiness and joy, but it's so close, you really can't tell the difference. But wealthy people do different stuff. Like, they do P. Diddy type stuff. Like, those guys, they do the manicures and pedicures. The man manicures. They ain't putting no polish. They take care of their nails. They doing facials. These cats put me on that stuff. I started doing face stuff. I'm doing I'm exfoliating. I'm doing what they do, because you in that circle with them. Like, when I get 60, I want to look like that. Like, my guy got 35-year-olds turning around.
Right.
No, they could be like your daughter. So I'm like, hey, but she ain't my daughter.
Right.
But it's funny though. But the stuff that they do to take care of themselves, and you start to develop these habits, because a lot of people, we get around wealthy people, and I don't even want to know all the details about how you get money, because I know how to get money. What I do need is, I need frameworks, and I need mindset. I want to know how you think. I want to know how that multi-million-dollar mind thinks. And once you start to copy those habits and that thought process, you can replicate whatever they doing. So you ain't even got to tell me what you did in real estate, or you ain't got to tell me the ins and outs about your salon business or your call center or whatever. I got guys that done got wealthy. They done sold 3-4 businesses. Got partners that never have to work again. So they on that level. So I have to learn, how do they think? These cats work out every day. You know what I'm saying? They got time, freedom. These cats work out every day. They travel the world. It's like, man. And now I find myself, I'm doing all of that stuff. I'm traveling the world. I'm doing all of that stuff. I'm doing rich folk stuff. And I tell people, it starts with your habits. With your habits. Because we all rich. We all got abundance. Like, don't go to the ocean with a teaspoon. You go to the ocean with a few buckets. That's the mindset a lot of people think when it comes to business. They just so small. They go and they go to the ocean with a teaspoon, but like, yeah, I got my 6 figures. I'm good. I'm like, what? I'm coming with 3-4 buckets. I'm trying to get it all. I'm trying to get 9, 8 figures. I'm trying to be so comfortable. I got a retire age, like, in my 40s. I already set a date and an age, because that's what one of the cats told me. He said, I set my retirement date at 55. And he said, Jeff, I would be damned if it damn near didn't happen on the date.
Right.
Like, so you got to be real. You got to be real careful about your intentions, because sometimes you will set yourself to that level. If his mind was like, I'm a retired 55, everything conforms to that at that point, because that's that 55. So everything, whether it's short or long, you're gonna conform to that. So I'm like, why not 40? Why not 43?
Right. Why not?
I'm throwing it out there. So I'm gonna be real aggressive these next couple of years to get to that point where I got that passive income to cover everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is I need to have 20K that works for me, like just coming in.
Right.
That takes care of mortgage, second mortgages, car notes, my investments, all of that stuff. And I see it now. And now that I hang around these cats, you start to know how to do these money maps in your head on how to get to it. There's a lot of people that don't know how to get to it. And I've been fortunate enough to be around so many multimillionaires, 7 and 8 figure business owners, where I've adapted how they think.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get that down pat, it's game over.
Mm-hmm.
Or your thought process, brother. I don't care about the cars and the Lambo. That stuff cute. I need to know how you think,
Right.
so to acquire that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real hack.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't want to copy. Folks wanted to copy Kobe moves. Oh, can I dribble like this, dribble like that? No, Kobe in there at 4:00 and shooting 4:00 in the morning and shooting before everybody. Adapt those habits.
Exactly.
Not just the crossover dribble and the layup. No, I want to know, does he do cold showers? Does he do ice baths? Does he have a pregame ritual? Like, I want to know how these cats think.
Mm-hmm.
You start thinking like them, you start moving like them, and then
Mm-hmm.
they got the same stuff they got.
Yep. All right, man. I love that. So I said, peace, brother. Yeah, Jeff, man, I appreciate you just coming on, dropping so many gems, just chopping up with me. Like I said, I know you're busy. Know you got a lot going on. You're running a 7-figure business. You still getting them 6-figure coins in corporate. So I definitely just appreciate you coming on. Everybody, if y'all do watch us on the replay, drop a comment down. We definitely gonna say this live. We definitely gonna repurpose and chop it up. But that's all I got. If you got any last words for the people, but I just appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I just want to let the people know, man, like, don't give up, man. Like, whether you're an entrepreneur or if you're in corporate or you trying to figure it out, just keep at it. Keep going around these environments. Keep listening to the podcast. Keep going to the conferences. Keep talking to successful business owners until it clicks. Because you got to be immersed in stuff, and then being immersed in it, you'll find your path. You'll be like, oh man, I could do this. But just standing on the outside trying to be a loner and trying to figure it out yourself, man, it's gonna take too long. You'll get there eventually if you got your head right. But the people I'm surrounding myself with and the masterminds and the investments I'm making, it's taking 10 years off of stuff, 15 years off of stuff, because I'm tapping directly into that knowledge. How I do this? Because if somebody would have told me how not to lose that damn $400,000, that would have been worth whatever. I don't care if I had to pay $300,000. If I had to pay $300 not to lose $4, hell, I was still up. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people to do that, and just start taking your health more serious, man. Because your wealth is your true. Your health is your true wealth. Because you don't want to be a multimillionaire and be alone. You don't want to be an 8-figure business owner and too stressed or always using your money to get the top doctors. Like I tell people, like Michael Jackson having a doctor he was paying $250,000 a month to, that ain't living.
Right.
It's a flex to some, saying, hey, I got a doctor that can put me to sleep every night. I got a doctor in my house. But really, when we look back at that, man, Michael Jackson was being tortured, man.
Right.
Down per night, I think it was something crazy amount, like $8,000 a night the man was paying. And I know he had a lot of money, but think of, man, your health is your wealth. So that's bottom line. So, but if people want to find me, I tried to write my socials down. I don't know if they on the board. I was trying to write them up here on my little board, but Plant-Based Jeff at everything. Plantbasedjeff.com. I got detoxes. I got CMOS. I got apparel. I got a wholesale program. I got a lot of different stuff to help people to win with. So if they could check me out on all my socials, TikTok, YouTube, or whatever, I'll be happy to connect with you. For you being on this live, just DM me. I got something special for you. So, I get something special or extra discount for anything, one-on-one, whatever it may be. So I want to look out for them, for y'all.
All right, bet. Yeah, so make sure y'all tap in. Also, if you're not following either one of us already, go to the top, drop down, click it, and you don't have to leave the live yet. Just go to the drop down and definitely follow both of us if you're not following us already. Jeff, like I said, man, I appreciate you just coming on. Definitely make sure y'all tap in. Go to his website, plantbasedjeff.com. DM him for a special code. And I know Black Friday and holidays coming up. So I know Jeff probably got something special for his peoples. If you're on his email list, if you're on his text list, if you follow him, you're going to get retargeted with ads as well, like you will with me. But yeah, Jeff, I definitely just appreciate you just coming on, man. We definitely got to talk more offline. You already know.
Oh, yeah. We got to definitely connect, man. I want to know more about that multifamily, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, then, man. I'm out, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course. All right.
All right. Take care.